Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Uber operating in Jamaica. And the headline in one of the newspapers said, "No government arrangement with Uber in Jamaica," says Minister Vaz. Now guys, I'm a little confused. There's something I don't understand. So let's talk about it today. Uber operates all over the world. So what is the problem with them operating in Jamaica? I just can't, I just don't get it. Is it that the government thinks people are going to not use the taxi service? People are not going to apply for the taxi license, so they're going to lose revenue? I don't know. So we're going to go through an article that gives the latest on what is going on. Now, it seems as if the government doesn't want the taxi associations to sign an agreement with Uber. I just get the feeling that they are not for Uber to operate. And then there's another question I want to ask you guys. How is Uber operating? Uber says they've been here from 2021 and they operate in Montego Bay and the North Coast. So I really don't understand what is going on. So we're going to go through the latest press release and then we can see if we figure it out after. The Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport has advised that there is no agreement between the government of Jamaica and ride-hailing company Uber International to operate in Jamaica. In a release, the ministry said following Uber's introduction to the Jamaican market in 2021, the Transport Authority, through the then Ministry of Transport and Mining, met with various stakeholders to address the implications of the company's presence in the country and establish the regulatory framework under which it falls. The ministry said there has yet to be any agreement on the way forward, but noted that an offer is on the table for discussion, which is being reviewed by the Transport Authority. In the release, the minister said the government's position is that the law requires that every person operating a public passenger motor vehicle for a fee in Jamaica must first obtain a road license, and the drivers need to display a badge that has been issued by the Transport Authority. Okay. The Transport Authority says it has met with the stakeholders, contract carriage groups from across the country, and they have indicated that there is no agreement in place with Uber, but rather an offer is on the table which is being reviewed. The authority expressed concerns about the lack of mechanism associated with Uber's platform to properly screen both vehicles and drivers to ensure the protection of the rights and well-being of persons who rely on these apps for public transportation. The authority reiterates that all motor vehicles transporting passengers for a fee must have the requisite road license, and the drivers should display a badge issued by the Transport Authority. In the meantime, the authority says that while it encourages diversity and engagement of technological solutions in providing services, it should be noted that any attempt to circumvent the provisions of the law will be taken as intent to operate illegally and not in the interest of good order or safety. Managing Director Ralston Smith of the Transport Authority is urging operators who have intention of transporting commuters for a fee to apply for their road license, as they could be fined up to $200,000 or imprisonment for 2 months under Section 15B1 for operating without a road license. The authority is encouraging commuters to report the license plate number of any vehicle they observe operating illegally, providing public passenger vehicle services for a fee or fare without a red plate road license by calling the toll-free number, and they gave the numbers. Alright, so that's the end of the release. Now, based on this, it sounds as if you have a red plate taxi, you should be fine to operate as a Uber. But I get the impression that the government does not want the taxis to operate as an Uber. I am not sure. Guys, what do you think is going on between the government and Uber? Because if you have a road license, then it sounds like you're okay to collect a fare. So if you do it through Uber, what's the problem? Now, if it's a regular citizen who wants to sign up with Uber and collect people and they use a white license plate, I could see where that could be a problem. But then all that person would have to do is to apply for a license to transport people for a fare. So, guys, what do you think is going on? Why do you think the government is against Uber? And if you live outside of Jamaica, like another Caribbean country, does Uber operate in your country? And how does it work? Do they have to have the Uber license and then a road traffic license to carry passengers? Because I'm sure the system we have in Jamaica is similar to in other Caribbean countries. But I know Uber operates in other Caribbean countries. So I'm asking you guys, what do you think the issue is why there is no agreement between Uber and the government? And how is Uber operating in Montego Bay and the North Coast? Alright, guys, leave your comments in the section below. Alright, guys, have a good day.